Everybody, it's Invicta. It's time to the Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance series. Happy Monday, Mosh Pit. I hope your weekends were great. Hopefully your weekends were better than mine. I'm still kind of under the weather, but that's not going to stop me from rolling on to today's wholesome meme of the day / picture of the day submitted here by Drop the Handle on this Invicta subreddit. Title of the thread was The Family That Isaac's Together, and in the thread they said, my 6-year-old daughter has started playing Isaac because she sees her mom and I playing. Today was the first time she made it to the depths. I think she's hooked. That is awesome, especially playing on a controller. That blows my mind. She's better than I am because, man, I am absolutely god-awful with the controller. So I love seeing that. Thank you for sharing that with us on the Invicta subreddit. Remember, if you have your own memes, pictures, mosh pets, all that kind of good stuff, submit them on the Invicta subreddit /r/Invicta. There's too many S's there. Oh, we have fates. C-Day is going to be Zulu Mike, X-Ray Romeo, Alpha Kilo Kilo, Zulu. We've got good damage, and that is about it. Ugh. Okay, well, thank God we immediately come upon some tiers here. So 2.80 tiers is much better. I mean exponentially better than what we were facing at 1.93. Movement speed is on point. Of course, we had additional movement and mobility here thanks to flight, which is given to us by fate, and also that's where the Eternal Heart comes from, and then a spacebar item that we no longer talk about, but we used to love. The D8 used to be in the good graces of us and everyone around it, and then subsequently it just got worse somehow. And there's a lot of items that I feel like that in Isaac. It's like we love these items, and obviously the item didn't change, or at least not that we know of anyway, unless there's some kind of stealth nerfs or something like that to how the things pay out. But you know, that wouldn't happen. Not in Isaac, of course. Let that be Blizzard games, but not Isaac, not our Isaac. Anyway, yeah, it's the D8 qualifies as one of those items that our perception has changed, or at least mine has. By our, I mean collectively me and only me. Our perception has completely changed and turned on the D8. What was once an item that I used to praise as like, this item literally just lets you pick the type of stats that you want, to now it's failed us enough times to where it's lost my trust, and I do not want to risk having what is essentially experimental treatment every single time you press spacebar. You never know what you're going to get. Obviously, the D8 does not have the capacity to give you a stat up, although that would be an amazing buff for it. It's just not worth doing. It's the same thing like taking pills. It's like, yeah, we could take some pills blindly, and it may be good, but it could also be very run crippling. And that is what the D8 kind of represents now. To me, anyway, in my mind. Gotta back away here long before little Blighted Ovum decides to get closer to us. This is always the risk whenever you're fighting Blighted Ovum, because there are times where little Ovum decides to fire kind of randomly, and then also that right there where big Ovum decides to push little Ovum. So we get ourselves another tiers rate upgrade, which is fantastic. We needed the shot speed too, so yeah, solid start. We're on to last week's question of the episode here. This is from the Reroll Reports episode, which of course came from the Office Space spoof. I believe this is the second one that we've done of Mr. Lumbergh there. And a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, one person said that they're very immensely disappointed that once they saw the Office Space thumbnail, they immediately scrolled through the entire video, only to discover that we did not have the stapler. Look, the stapler is not red in the game, okay? Now, if we had the red stapler, then yeah, sure, that'd be it. But it was more along the lines of the fact that every single time that we re-rolled in that run, I had to basically make a report documenting exactly what we were having. I mean, that's the same goes for anything I pick up, but that one in the commentary, it felt more formal, and it was probably because I'm starting to come off of the whole Dale and Dawson trend here, and you know that trend lasted for a little bit, probably a little bit shorter than I thought that it would, but I think that the Office Space working, the whole corporate world stuff it comes in waves, you know. But yeah, so that's what the inspiration was. I basically told Alex to take inspiration from Office Space. I gave him a screenshot from the movie and then said, hey, do this, but as Isaac. So I will say that the top lip got messed up a little bit on Lumbergh, but yeah, we'll forget that one. So, but this one came in from Vuka, of course, and the question that she asked was, what monster do you consider the most annoying? My most annoying monster has to either be if we're talking about normal monsters and not bosses, the most annoying monster for me is probably going to be either Mask of Infamies or the Burning Claudies. I absolutely just cringe whenever I see them because I know that I'm not going to have a fun time. Now, as far as bosses are concerned, and we're talking about just actual bosses, I think that Haunt is definitely one of the most annoying ones. Champion Megamaw definitely is up there as well. Everyone knows that I absolutely hate Champion Megamaw. And yeah, I mean, I'll take Rotten Baby just so again we just lock in that Devil Deal. But obviously Rotten Baby is a good item, but not my first choice. Could take Let Me Get Down as well, but the problem now is that we have no way of getting into the item room unless if the secret room is here, right here, which it very well could be. Not. And that's not it either. All right. So we've now forfeited our chance to go into the shop for free, as that is the only other secret room that I saw. I should go pick up we really don't need the black lipstick here, so I'm just going to drop that. We should go get the matchstick, even though the matchstick has a property where it essentially turns keys into bombs. It doesn't quite do that, but it almost does. Let's put it this way: it lowers the rate that key. Excuse me, I couldn't stop myself. Apologies about that. Let's put it this way: it lowers the rate of which they spawn because all your room rewards get replaced by keys. Oh man, that was one of those like multi-sneezes. I try to look away as fast as possible. Those allergies, man. Ooh. Now, Humbling Bundaloo is definitely something that we want here. And I am going to use our final bomb to get double money, and then we get to see what this is. There's not keys I'm seeing here, and there are keys. Let's go. Okay. Not R keys, but there are keys. Not O-U-R, but A-R-E. We get them all again. Okay, very good. So, end up working out for the best here. Not that we need Beelzebub, of course, but having the Charmed Flies is very nice. And I'm going to open up this one, and we get even more. Cool. Nice. Nice. Nice stato. Going to blow my nose a second. Sorry about that. I had to blow the nose. Yeah, it's always a slight risk whenever I've got some allergy stuff going on that there might be an errant sneeze here and there, but I try to catch it as fast as I can. Mulligan's going to be very nice at helping us up the DPS here. I mean, our damage is still going to be good for a little while. And then, of course, we always say, talking about it, if our damage is slightly lower than our tears rate, we're going to have a little bit of a problem. But this is one time where it's not going to be that bad because we do have an accompanying tear effect here. But if your question is going back to the D8, if your question is going to be, well, under what circumstance would you ever use the D8? I wouldn't say, oh, it's Curse of Blind too, I just now noticed that. I wouldn't say necessarily that the D8 is like perma-banned, but it's right on the cusp. I mean, it would have to be the desperation move akin to me taking pills. If there was just no other out and we were facing certain death, unless we got like a movement speed upgrade or like a tears up or something like that, then and only then would I consider using the D8. And sure, the D8 could help out. You never know. But one thing I do know is that in the times that I've been trying to give the D8 the benefit of the doubt and also give it a chance to sort of be better, it has slapped my hand away and treated me with something that was not great. It actually works in our interest to actually lose this Devil Deal here because I don't want to get a blind Devil Deal unless we just had a bunch of, like, you know, I don't care, HP, which is not what we have. So I'm probably going to deliberately take damage and take the fall against the boss here. I do want to go into the curse room, but I'm not going to do that until after the boss. Yeah, and obviously we don't care about the orbital. It's sad but true. Orbitals, they used to be in the heyday, man. There's those of you who watch these videos who can still live in the past and have it be filled with sunshine and lollipops and bushy tails and bright eyes and stuff, where we didn't have to worry about, oh man, an orbital, this is just a waste of time, and instead being like, oh yes, an orbital, I can win off of just this. You know, talking about the shifting perspectives of like the D8, orbitals are another classic example in Isaac, where something that we used to think was just like unholy, just the, not unholy, but like the holiest of possibilities. We see an orbital, we just get happy. No longer like that. And it was one of those many mind-boggling things that they changed with Repentance that just kind of left you scratching your head, being like, why though? And another Curse of the Blind. Okay, so this is the type of run we're looking at now. So back-to-back Curse of the Blinds is now beyond my tolerance. And we are most likely going to see a Devil Deal on this floor. But I'm now going to get more aggro with my usage of bombs so we can just get off of this floor as fast as possible. And I know, it happens every single time. When I decide to do this, people are like, "Oh, just take the blind items." Yeah, I don't give in to those type of demands. Your demands will be heard by deaf ears over here. We've taken many blind items before, just either kind of randomly or just being silly, that sort of stuff, and it's almost always led to badness. But this is the game actively kind of screwing with us right now, and I'm not going to be a part of it. I know the super secret room's there. I don't really care. It could be north of here as well, but again, don't really care. So I'm once again going to throw the Devil Deal away here, because I do not want to take a blind Devil Deal. And this ensures me that, A, we're going to get a 100% Devil Deal on the next floor unless we take another amount of red heart damage, or it's going to be a Krampus fight. But at least we're going out on our terms. That's what I say. Oh boy. Wow, we can see the items. You okay, game? Did it hurt? I'm going to grab the soul heart immediately because we don't want to lose this Devil Deal here. Even though we know it's probably going to be a Krampus fight. Just based off of a few things, mainly because of the type of run that we're having to deal with now. We did get ourselves another soul heart, which is nice. So 2 soul hearts for the price of nothing there. Well, for the price of 1 bomb, I guess, technically. So we need to keep an eye out for a planetarium. Great blocked by ball of bandages there. Started so hot, game. Why did you do this to us? We could have had something special here, and then you had to hit us with back-to-back Curse of Blinds. Why? It's the start of the week. Is that it? You had a bad weekend? I had a pretty bad weekend. Right, but you don't see me messing with your game. Jacob's Ladder. That's what I'm talking about. Oh no, not our D8 charges. Oh. I wanted them to take the D8 charges away. See, that was the whole joke, and then Ball Band just went and ruined that. It was pretty funny, though, in the end. We have plenty of keys, thanks to Humbling Bundle. And, yeah. Good shop here. We do get a Strength card, which is nice. I will take another Strength card here. So if at all else, we were able to take a pretty expensive Devil Deal here. We get Gish, which is a static drop of a mob that doesn't give us any other stats, unfortunately. Let's see what our 100% Devil Deal should be, shall we? Obviously, this is the part of the video where the mosh pit, some in the mosh pit, not everybody, will say, anyone playing the Seed, let us know what the blind items are, and then that person inevitably says, oh man, it was double brimstone and a Sacred Heart Godhead hybrid item. I don't even know how they got in the game, bro. Oh, Sinvicta's such an idiot. Abba Dabba Ding Dong and Multi-Dimensional Baby. I'm going to take one of these, and that one's going to be Abba Dabba Ding Dong because we need the movement speed, we need the damage. Something to make up for the fact that we've skipped so many item rooms. And because of that, we also need to look for planetariums here. We have plenty of time before boss rush, but I'm not going to go all the way up to the top of the map. An arcade here. Maintain the strength card just in case if we end up getting another devil deal here. I am happy that we got at least something out of that floor that helped us out, besides Jacob's Ladder, of course. And Abba Dabba Ding Dong is definitely going to be a huge, huge, huge help. Not only does it bring up our base damage, but also brings up our base movement speed. And on top of all that, it also increases the amount of damage that our flies are doing, as well as also increasing the damage that Rotten Baby's doing. So a damage upgrade here works on very many folds. It's not just 10-fold. It's like 30-fold here. High Priestess card, which I'm going to promptly ignore because we just don't need it. Man, oh man, I can't believe how many keys we have, especially after that whole spiel about us having the matchstick as well. And again, Spectral Tears helping us out greatly. So much. I mean, we would be fine without flying, but having flying just also helps out immensely, just because we can get to those angles that are kind of hard to reach with Spectral Tears and get Jacob's Ladder really wrapped around everything. A surprisingly fast run. I mean, we did get lucky and bomb our way straight to the boss on, what was it, Caves 2 or whatever. And we might as well take the blue map and reverse Emperor card. We might as well use it now. It's going to give us a fairly easy boss here in Blast Assist. Okay, that was quite the animation cancel there, game. I don't think I've seen that one before. And we get a basic HP upgrade. All right. You know, I'm actually going to take Mom's Bracelet because I'm tired of looking at the D8. Mom's Bracelet's going to allow us to pick up stuff and throw them at enemies, including rocks and bomb rocks, which is always fun. Do get a full card here, so if we are going what I believe is the right way to Mom, we can at least get out of there without having to look for the full card and get boss rush. Secret room's there thanks to the blue map. And sure, we'll go ahead and play this Judgment here. We could use another HP upgrade, I'm sure, before the devil deal. If we get one. It's not guaranteed, of course. Yeah, the old man flu is it hasn't been terrible. So far anyway. The time of this recording, which I'm recording this on Saturday morning. It's not been super bad. But I have had these allergy bouts before in the past, which those of you who have been around long enough will know that I used to have frequent problems with the sinus congestions and everything. This one is definitely tame compared to the other ones I've had in the past, and this is also the first one I've had in quite a while. But I will say that this one's slightly more annoying, just because it's very hard to speak clearly whenever you've got something blocking your nasal passages, essentially. You have to stop and catch your breath for a moment. I'm gonna start throwing rocks at Mom here. And the rocks that you do throw, they do deal a decent amount of damage. It's nothing spectacular, but it's nice. It's like the hit of like kidney stone or something like that. They don't have any other properties other than that. They just deal damage. So if you need a very quick and efficient way of getting high damage projectiles at your bosses and you don't necessarily have any other means, Mom's Bracelet is definitely an option. It's not like the sexiest active item or anything like that, but it will get the job done. Take the Polaroid here, and I guess I'll go Holy Water is quite good. We'll go for Uncle Holy Water. Okay, and now we see exactly where the secret room is, which is right, Actually, no, that wasn't my first pick. The secret room. It is a greed fight. Steam sale. We've already been in the shop, so we know there's nothing in there. Have not found the item room yet. So you can, if we really wanted to, we could just throw all these skulls away. Now, if they do spawn a host, we would know it because the skull that we picked up would turn into a host as soon as we let go of it. But it wouldn't damage you, thankfully. Yeah, this one's been kind of tame in comparison here. What I've had in the past, but slightly more annoying. We need to find some damage here and quick. Our damage, while it looks like it's okay, 5.87 is pretty dang bad. If you go down to it. It's something that we need to start improving on. It's clear that we're probably not going to get another tiers upgrade, so all we can hope for is just a solid damage upgrade. First, the Maze. This one is a little bit weird, though, because for some reason, I mean, I've been in bed for most of the weekend. So far anyway, and I even went so far as I actually canceled the Pokemon breaks and stuff for the week because I knew that I was just not going to. Not only was I don't think it was going to be entertaining. I also I sort of have to be not sort of. I have to be conscious of making sure that my assistants don't get sick. Yes, I do have employees that work for me for the Pokemon breaks. Mark and David. Mark, of course, member of the Word of Law, our band. It's just me and him. And then I've hired someone else to help out with Pokemon stuff and Lorcana stuff, named David. I don't want to get either of them sick, if it is contagious, which sinus infections aren't, obviously, but I haven't seen the doc yet because it's been the weekend, so just being conscientious of stuff. But this one's weird in a way because I've been for some reason really tired. I don't know why. Which tells me that my body is fighting off the infection, or at least trying to do its... Or at least trying to do its dangest to keep everything... Or at least trying to do its dangest to keep everything healthy as much as possible. Maw of the Void here, which I am absolutely going to take. We're going to use the Strength card. Take Little Horn as well, which is going to go very, very well with Maw of the Void. But now we've got to start being careful with our HP here. We do have Lazarus's Rags, which is going to be nice for a backup plan. We've gone the wrong way again. All right. Those of you playing along at home, there's the entire map of Womb 1. A little bit of a cheat code there for you. Go down to the southeastern side of Womb 1 and you will find the boss. You will find nothing but sadness in the other direction. Although you will find a teleport to the Devil Deal that has Maw of the Void. Possibly. This is a non-XL floor, by the way. Look at the size of this floor. Now, that is a Rayquaza map if I've ever seen one. There's a tinted rock in that last room. Don't worry. I saw it. I'll go back and get it. We have the Tinted Rock Police out in full force. We take Divorce Papers, which is going to give us a nice tiers up. So we're looking okay now. Small Rock definitely helped us out with our damage. But I want more. Okay, so the secret room is going to allow us to get into the boss trap room. What are you doing, brain? Might as well bomb for a Devil Deal, maybe. I mean, it's a black heart, so which is fine. Shot speed is not really something that we need too much of, but I will take it. It's kind of okay for Jacob's Ladder. It also gives you a little bit more of a kinetic strike against charging enemies, but okay. Now listen here, game. Blue map especially. I want you to tune in. I'm going to go off of the placement of where you're telling me the super secret room is. And I'm going to infer that the boss room is over there. Now, if she's not over there, we're going to have a serious talking to, okay? This is a company that is not in the business of serving one-dimensional individuals. Okay, we need you to be good at multiple things. And one of the main objectives of your job is to, of course, show me where the secret rooms are. But the secondary objective is to show me where the boss room is. If she's not over here, then, well, we're going to need you to come into our office soon. %45 chance for a deal with the devil now. Got ourselves another... Actually looks like Dragonite more than anything. Tell me that's not a Dragonite or a Charizard map. Secret room might weirdly be here in other maps. Because this is the end of that skinny room, and that's frequently where the secret room would be. I mean, obviously I know it's not there because of the blue map, but... That'd be a weird spot for it. A welcome one, because that's a direct shortcut to the boss. The Holy Water doing some pretty good things there. We got no unfortunate devil deal. But I will say, hey, blue map, you did what was asked from you. I can only thank you. What's that, a raise? No. No. You don't get a raise for doing the job that you've been hired to do. And maybe consistently over the course of a couple years, and hey, you know what? Let's talk. It'd be amazing how many people got triggered off of me talking to Dark Bum like that a few years ago. And the outrage was wild. The Bighorn taking down a couple spikes. I appreciate that, sir. I mean, I guess the kid's drawing, but we're not going to see a guppy item for the rest of this run. Look at that. See, blue map, you know what? You're starting to earn your keep around here. That's what I like to see, son. I like to see that gumption. The go-get-em attitude. The perform above and beyond. See, that's the way that you're going to stay on the team next year. Something like a Holy Water would freeze Isaac for a moment there. And going on in here with Maw the Void to do as much front-loaded damage as possible, while also firing with Rotten Baby and, of course, the Mulligan triggering every now and then. No problem. Easy peasy. Down goes Isaac. Oh, hushy. Okay, well, D-Sizzle's going to say goodbye to all of you because none of you deserve to be picked up here. Yep. Well, thank goodness that we weren't going to the chest here for our last resort because, man, that is a depressing chest. Last time I saw a chest that depressing, I looked in the mirror. We do not want Yuck Hearts. We have activated Polar Invincibility, though. Oh my god, did you see the arc that thing came out of? Like almost like a straight up 90-degree shot there. This is a dead end. And how per se is this a dead end game? Why would you tell me the super secret room is there when I need to go north on this crocodile looking, Salazzle looking, Salandid looking map? Yikes. Well, that's 8 disappointing chest items real quick there. I mean, Euthanasia is like debatable. If we needed Spun, we'd be in heaven right now, but Euthanasia does not help us against bosses. It also has no accompanying stats with it. So I guess we're just going to get the All Horseman chest here as well. Yeah, we need to stop forcing Maw of the Void here. Like I was saying yesterday, Maw of the Void it's one of those problematic items, not because of the item itself, but it's just my own. It's the way that I play the game. My God. My God. Swarm of pins. What would a group of pins be called? Cushion? A cushion of pins? Boss is not over here. All that and the boss isn't even over here. What was even the point of this? We don't necessarily want to get an HP upgrade right now, so we're going to wait on that in case we do turn into Lazarus. Which may be inevitable here. I'm going to grab the Soul Heart because I don't feel like dying. Still looks like a Salazzle or a Salandid looking back. Sometimes the Demon Fires can produce Soul Hearts as well. My God. I almost want to clear the rest of this chest just to see how bad the seeds are on these item pedestals, because wow. That is truly impressive. If we kill Blue Baby here and we have enough HP, or if we haven't died and turned to Lazarus, I am going to clear the chest just to see how bad those 3 item pedestal seeds are. So, I mean, on a run where we had back-to-back Curse of Blinds, I guess I should kind of keep my expectations low. But we're getting to like it's so bad it's impressively bad territory now. For those 4 particular item pedestals. We'll let Uncle Holy Water do his thing. Dirty shot there, Isaac. A lot of damage there with Maw of the Void. Gonna back off. Okay, so now to the real attraction. This chest here. It's time to play How Bads Are the Tests? That's right, how bads are they? You gotta relate to the youths. You gotta put a Z on everything. That's what they do, right? Let's see if we actually, if we take a legitimate item. One, just any of them. Legitimately, as in, like, I would take it under all circumstances item. Not just ironically. I'm just saying unironically. Oh my God. I'm going to do something that some people are not going to like. I think some people are also just going to find it hilarious. We've already won this run. I just want to see how many rerolls it would take in order for us to get a legitimately good item. Objectively good item. Like, even a mediocre item. I need to see this for myself. We've already won the run. If some people get bent out of shape over this, I don't care. 9 volt, gimme. Prop to, okay, so it would have taken one more. Okay. That definitely might be the worst set, collectively speaking, of chest items in the chest that I've ever seen. That's impressive. It really is. Outside of Euthanasia. Euthanasia gets a pass. Everything else that we saw is, I mean, Teleport 2.0, you know, I think that Anemic was there. Anemic can be okay in certain builds, but certainly not for this one. So, but we did get the dub either way, thanks mostly in part to us having flying at the very beginning, of course, and Maw of the Void slamming the door shut for us. One day we will be able to get a good roll on D8, and you know, maybe it sets us up for a wacky Wednesday where we have to D8 after every room, something like that. Post them in the comments down below. I am going to be doing a wacky Wednesday episode this week on Wednesday. Probably maybe taking a look at a mod, maybe thinking of a couple ideas. Of course, with our way leading up to the Archie challenge, which will happen if you click this video and click it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. All 3,000 likes count towards the next of the like streak counter, which will be shown on the next video. And thank you all very much for liking, commenting, subscribing. I'm gonna be able to take a rest now. And as always, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Like and thanks to pages of mine like Katoryu, Zombie Fingers, and Adarishi Datenshi. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Invicta.